Today's strategic bombers are mostly multi-engine hulks carrying tens of tons of ordnance. But at the beginning of World War I, pilots used to drop bombs by hand. When the British military realized it would be more effective to carry the bombs inside the fuselage and release them by remote control, one of the most successful fighter planes of that time was converted, becoming the world's first strategic bomber, the famed de Havilland DH-9.
That's very much the start of this idea that the bomber will always get through, and that preoccupation that moves into the 20s and 30s and 40s as to the awesome power of the bomber. And it's really led by aircraft that do that strategic bombing work, such as the DH-9.
But out of 2,000 DH-9s produced, only 6 were preserved worldwide, and none in Britain. In 1998, a British airplane enthusiast discovered several DH-9s in rural India in a state of considerable disrepair and promptly alerted other enthusiasts.
Sadly, the engines were taken out and the aircraft were put into an elephant stable. The engines were then used to help to pump water around the estate, which is where we retrieved them from. And the aircraft themselves were left in the elephant stable, which was fortunately very dry.
What was left of the airplanes was purchased and transported to a private hangar in Britain for restoration, which took about 60,000 hours. The first one restored was sold in 2007 to the Imperial War Museum for about $1.3 million, but it is not fit for flying. In spite of its importance, the two-seater biplane was not a terribly successful model, mostly because of its underpowered and unreliable engine. Fitted with better engines, many saw civilian service after the war, carrying mail and even passengers. But its historical value cannot be denied, as it appeared at a crucial point in the first global conflict. The historic aircraft collection team is now restoring a second DH-9, which they hope to make airworthy and fly later this year. George Putic, VOA News, Washington.